everyone, welcome to Arti Media. I'm now in Conrad Hotel, Nusa Dua, Bali, with our honor, Captain Lloyd from GAO of the NI, Nautical Institute, and Captain Qasim Masood, Qualification Consultant on Offshore Industry and Certification. Now, this is the end of the Nautical Global Dynamic Position and Offshore Industry event for the fourth one, which is we done in Europe region, Rotterdam for 2018. Then the second one in America region in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The third one in Egypt. And now the fourth one in Bali, Indonesia. Thank you for Mr. John Lloyd and Mr. Qasim Masood. Then you have to lead most of our college from dynamic position and offshore energy to came and attendant of the event. Would you say something about NI?
We're very grateful for the opportunity of hosting an event of this scale and size in Indonesia. And I think Indonesia has proved to be the ideal location for many reasons. The energy sector is really important to Indonesia, and that we continue to grow the capability.
Sure,
there are now a number of training centres that are delivering specialist qualifications for the offshore sector in Indonesia. And that's about providing the capacity building opportunity, developing the skills and making sure that our people can work safely in the energy sector, oil and gas in particular. But it's also about bringing expertise to the country where we could learn from each other, have some discussions. So we're very grateful for the opportunity of hosting that here.
Okay. Thank you very much, John. And Mr. Qasim, we are a little bit different for the previous global event, which is I try to import from the other industry. You see, like from Indonesia University with Prof. Sunario, he was issue related to safety management for the safety process during the underwater contraction. Then I was discussed with him about how important DP to supporting of the underwater contraction operation. And also I import the KRCC as dismantle of the lot of project in Indonesia because the platform is getting old, you see. So KRCC with Mr. Ko also, he was leading on dynamic center, but now he lead the KRCC with the Indonesian government. So what the outcome from the global event, what we done yesterday?
Yeah, first, thank you very much for having us here. The event was great and bringing the community here, all the brainstorming for sensitive operation and critical operations. The underwater decommissioning project, which is going on in Indonesia, and pre-operations, if we can go to the training centers for the simulation of the operation decommissioning of the jackets and offshore installations, I think it's a good idea to have a work done on the training center in simulations and go back to the original field to have a smooth operations at the field.
Okay. That's good, but I have something different in that global event. Today we are running on the meeting, so we import the commander of the hydros, head of the hydros. They have a dynamic position vessel, which is like just surprising. I just heard that the KRI Regal. So and I got your question to commander that who accredited the DBO. So what the solution to get the NAPI, get the certificate approved by Nautical Institute?
So I think anybody who's operating dynamic positioning systems
Yeah.
needs to understand that they are very complicated.
Okay.
There is a lot
Sure.
of learning
Yes.
to take
Yeah.
place in terms of the control of the
Yeah.
systems, but also the position referencing and so on.
Yeah. Sure.
And that's a specialist skill. So it is important that they learn from people who have got the right knowledge and the right experience to be able to deliver that to them in the workplace. So it's a blend of learning in a college, in a training center,
Yeah.
as well as onboard experience. So I think it'll be important for the Navy and anyone who's using this sort of equipment to undertake some formal training,
Yeah.
as well as their onboard experience with senior dynamic positioning operators who know how the systems work. And that way, they can be most fuel efficient, they can be most effective in their operations,
Yeah.
and
Sure.
safest
Sure.
as well.
Okay. Thank you. The other thing is like, okay, we have import for the offshore industry as well, like LB, which is a Captain Deb running on the 150 dynamic position vessel. It's not only Indonesian water, but that company with the vessel is moved to Malaysia. So this is like a good improvement in the offshore industry for Asia. So what the next program for the nautical branch in Indonesia? Can you join? Yeah.
Well, the Nautical Institute has a global community of branches, each operating at a local level. And the reason that's important is that the agenda in different countries can be nuanced, can be very specialist. And by having branches and representation in Indonesia, we can discuss the matters of most important to the local community.
Okay.
We can also work with the authorities and provide technical advice.
Yeah.
We have technical meetings
Sure. Yeah.
and exchange those ideas. So having a well-established branch of a significant number of members in Indonesia will be really important for us.
Sure. We have a lot of the island, in Indonesia. Then most of East Indonesia is we produce the oil and gas. The other thing about collaboration, collaborate, Mr. Qasim, which is now we have Indonesia University with Professor Sunario. Then I think we can. This is more open opportunity to join with the Indonesian Technology Surabaya, Institute Technology Surabaya, one of the biggest naval architect and technical for offshore industry from that institute. So, what the plan from the NI, from the Nautical Institute to collaborate is not only merchant polytechnic, but we move to the university, which is have technical like naval architect on that faculty.
We have our program, excellence program
Yeah.
for the marine academies, and we have approved quite a number of in Asia also. Collaboration with these institutions, I think, would be the positive for direction, and approval from the international recognized organization like Nautical Institute and also the Institutes of Marine Engineering institutions. So I think this is the future which we can see approval from these organizations and collaboration with them, having the right like-minded people and approvals.
Yeah.
Just to add to that, I think one of the things that this conference brought together was the fact that there's no one sector in the maritime community that works in isolation.
Yeah.
So by working with the
Yes,
universities, we understand the priorities to reduce emissions, because that's impacting on climate change. When we looked at the presentation from Korea, we were looking at decommissioning. So we're looking at the whole of the life cycle. And Qasim's experience with naval architects is all part of the same picture that we're bringing to the story. And I think what was different about this conference was that it brought in a wider section of the community so that we could all understand a little bit better the discussions that are happening elsewhere. And if we know what's going on elsewhere, we can tailor our own thinking and our own operations to take best advantage of that information.
That's my point, because when I was sitting on today, we are a little bit different. So I talked to who the gentleman you have a gift from you the books. So this agenda today is different because you involve all the stakeholder for any different view. So, like when we work in the decommissioning, decommissioning from the platform, it's not only from uh, like marine industry only, but see like naval architect and then other like geology, mama observer, oceanography, what's called marine science, which is we will involve together. That is good running in business industry in this side. So I would like to welcome to the Nautical Institute because it's not many people know about what is dynamic position. It's not many. Even my boss, he said, its dynamic position is very small, very narrow. But now, by 2 days ago, we established the port global event for dynamic position and offshore energy. So hopefully we grow up. So I have discussed with Deb. Oh, thank you very much. I said, no, it's not only me, but this is the best team what I have.
Right. So to endorse this one, we see from our point of view is very growing sector here in Indonesia and
Yeah.
Far East, and we have recently approved a training center in Surabaya, and now we
Okay.
have 3 training centers
Okay.
in Indonesia itself, and we are looking a bit more growing in Indonesia, and collaboration with the institutions. We have met quite a number of institutes here in Indonesia, and they are very keen to put their cadets in final stage for the training program in one of the institutes, and I approved training centers for induction course. And also yesterday discussion with the naval admiral. They are very keen to sending their naval staff to an approved training center for training and
Good.
bringing their navy officers that
Oh.
approved DPO on board on their DP vessels. So we see the future is very
Yeah,
bright,
sure.
and Indonesia is moving into the right direction and is a seafarer nation, and
Yeah,
we
sure.
see a lot of potential in this country.
Yeah, good. Yeah, very good. Okay, now I'm both of you about what the point of view about we have two game in the room and outside. What's your point? Which point you have for this agenda?
Because of the diversity of the panels, we brought a half a dozen experts to the table to look at what are the problems of the future.
Yeah.
And we considered a number of different areas. Maritime security
Yeah.
was one, and when we consider that, it's about the accuracy of satellite positioning.
Yeah.
It's about the potential for cybersecurity threats on board the ships as well. But we also focused very much on the importance of the skills, qualifications, and attitudes of the people working on board the ships as well. And we had some really good insights about how people learn, how they retain knowledge, and how they need to keep themselves professionally up to date. And the different ways in which they can do that. So the wide range of expert presenters brought different perspectives that we can take away and consider in our own time, and how that can be best for Indonesia, but also the neighbouring nations as well, where you're working with other stakeholders in some of the most pristine and beautiful environments on the planet. And it's important that we keep those well protected.
Okay, from you, Mr. Qasim?
Like-minded people in the room, and we have our footprinting all over the world. We have 83 plus training centers worldwide, and people travel from America region, Europe region, Asia region, and the location is ideal. And discussion over the 2 days and improvement of safety, training and development, and make the workplace safe. Outcome is from the audience and for the participant and the speakers and the technical group panels. We are going into the very positive directions, and we're improving our training standards, making sure the workplace is safe.
Good. Yeah, I'm happy, glad for that. That because the team is prepared for 1 month.
And also in a 2 days session, there's very new ideas being brought up how we can improve the training. Basically, to make sure continuous professional development is very important things. It's not only for the revalidation, for making their career building also is CPT in various aspects. Every industry they do have CPD. This is something new in the dynamic positioning, which we have introduced last year and implemented this year.
Yeah.
And we have received very positive feedback from the many operators, such as like Tidewater and Brang Offshore. They are very keen to have all their DPOs putting into the CPD program. And yeah, this is very positive.
Yeah, okay.
We were also able to have discussions, bringing so much training expertise into the room at the same time to help guide us as to how we can improve the qualifications. And I think the regional leadership from DPTC Semarang is really important in that regard.
Sure,
There's a lot of experience in that
yeah.
organisation, and it gives us the opportunity of making sure that not only is the standard to which we're training harmonised globally, but also that it continues to raise the bar in terms of its application and thoroughness.
Okay. Okay, I think that's we know lots of time to do this because you have planned for other thing. But my point is, any suggestion or comment for most of the mariners, especially DPO or Indonesian DPO, because the problem is only. I know that, remember we discussed, but it is I got tag from the lot of master with the CPD program revalidation with the very hard to get letter of confirmation because some of bankrupt, company is not offshore company, not sometimes you like I can say, but big company then bankrupt and the crew like master can get the LOC difficult, so just sort with how to get make easy for DPO because they've been long time as DPO because CPD program they have to revalidate. Who? You?
There are a couple of things we can do to help the DPOs. The record keeping which they have is really important. They've got record,
right?
They've got the Siemens book. We also can sometimes access the ship's articles. Ideally, we wish for letters of confirmation. But I want to go back to the early part of your question. And the early part was, how can we help them? The most proficient professionals in the world, they invest in themselves. They have a hunger to learn more and to get better at what they do. And what we've tried to do with the continuing professional development obligation is to make sure that we've got a structure to that we're making sure that the DPOs understand the importance of the right procedures and that they continue to retain that knowledge. And if you don't refresh that knowledge, inevitably it fades over a period of time. So we want to see Indonesian DPOs leading the quality discussion by investing in themselves and continuing to learn. And then Qasim and his team, they work very hard with the certification and checking the records.
So sometime when we see the DPOs having some problem receiving a confirmation letter, for example, company went into bankruptcy, so it's not something we decline. We have various checks. We make sure master, we have all the records. We check the records and we make the process easy for those people. And we have a compliance meeting and we bring the cases in a compliance meeting and we do the necessary work and we make sure the DPO gets a certificate if they are all the legit information is provided.
Okay.
And we made sure the process was smooth. We are here to help to all the DPOs, especially in Asia also.
I got two DPO invite on this agenda, because this is more than my expectation, like overshoot, broom is not good enough. So this is we discussed about more of the who's present attending this agenda, but even my students they come for holiday and then them to join, but I said sorry, the room is full book now. You cannot get, but they got the present from our committee anyway. Okay, I think thank you for Captain John Lloyd and Captain Qasim Masood. Keep move forward to get improving our DP dynamic position, especially dynamic position. So make a wider range and circle to get everybody more know how is dynamic position is. I am Bambang Wibawa, instructor of DPTC VIP Semarang, which is the first center in Indonesia. Now I have two wings, one in Jakarta, one in Surabaya. So I'm in the middle. Thank you, Captain John Lloyd, for
you.
coming.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much
Yeah.
for DPTC and partners for
Yes.
organizing such a beautiful event.
Yeah.
All the people from training centers and participant delegates really enjoyed that and wish to come back again.
Okay, everyone, this is the end of our podcast. Thank you for listening and watching. My name is BJ Ocean. Yeah, I'm instructor of DPTC VIP Semarang. Don't forget, comment, like, and share in this link. Okay, bye. You see here, yeah?
Yeah. Don't forget to click the link below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Okay. Aku sebutin nama kan?